Hey YouTube, it's Amber and I hope you guys are enjoying a very happy and wonderful Easter with your families. I'm still battling allergies. My voice sounds horrible, but I'm enjoying some downtime because my daughter is napping and the rest of my household is at the movies seeing Captain America Winter Soldier. So I thought, yeah, I sound terrible, but it'd be nice to film my Project Pan update while it's nice and quiet. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. My Project Pan has been focused on things that I see overly hyped on YouTube. So I will only talk about those things, and like my naked palette, since I'm using it for Pan That Palette Challenge. Anything else, if you were interested in seeing the other items, I will go on and link to my 2014 Spring Makeup Vanity Tour, Get Ready With Me for Glasses, and the other products I'll talk about in Wear It or Waitlist Wednesdays. Let me get a drink of water real quick. So, as we get started, can I just do this little segue real quick? I really got to thinking because I've been project panning for a long time, and I'm doing really well with that and shopping my stash for new trends using my old makeup. But I really had my spending put into perspective. My friend here on YouTube, Lena, was filling out her insurance information because unfortunately she lost her house recently to a fire, and her mind was blown on how much she had invested in makeup palettes. And it got me thinking because I own a lot of those same products, and it just put into perspective how much money we often forget that we put into our collection. But what really got me thinking, there was a tag going around, I remember it went around years ago, of what is my daily face cost. Like if you lost your bag on a plane, or if you had a disaster, if you had to replace just what you wear daily, how much would it cost to replace? And this girl made this video, and I kid you not, she added up her total, and it was $400. The kicker of this was, it was all drugstore. I know. All drugstore. We're talking Wet n Wild and Maybelline. $400. It did not include her skincare, and it did not include the brushes she used to put it on. My head was swimming. Absolutely swimming. Because I think that I do have a substantial makeup collection, but I do feel like it's modest compared to some of the things that I've seen through the years on YouTube. And it just made me think about it that I could probably put a student through a semester of college with what I own. It just, I don't know, like or comment if you would be interested in seeing me do one of those videos, or if you'd like to participate in this tag, because I think it would be enlightening for us to start a new thread of, you know, how much is in our daily face routine. Like if we literally had to replace it overnight, how much would it cost? Because I know I'm blowing $400 out of the park. You know, I've got a couple high-end products, my naked palette, like I know $400 is minimal. So, I don't know, I just had to put that segue because it made such an impression on me that I was like, holy cow, like we often forget how much we invest even in drugstore makeup. Like you go and you buy Revlon Kissable Balm Stains, we're not buying one, we're buying 4. Or you're buying nail polish, you're not buying one, you're buying a couple. Well, let's say you spend $5 to $9 per bottle when you have your collection. I mean, you have hundreds of dollars invested before you even blink. It's crazy. I don't know. I just had to throw that out there. Curious to see if you'd be interested to see me do that, or if you want to do it, but it really put things into perspective, and it reinforces why I want to continue shopping my stash, doing my Project Pan, because I want to enjoy this investment. I mean, when you really think about it and you invested thousands, not hundreds, thousands of dollars between buying MAC, and if you're shopping at Sephora, Ulta, if you're going to the department stores, like I know a lot of people are hauling Estee Lauder lately. A lot of people are hauling Urban Decay and Bobbi Brown and Tom Ford. I mean, that's a lot of money. And I don't, maybe this is just me, but the people that I watched last year, everybody was so on board with Christine or Pink So Foxy's Makeout 2013. Everybody I watched was just on the ball. They were using up their stash. They were doing really well with Project Pan. And in the midst of all that was when Sephora decided to come out with VIB Rouge. Am I the only one that noticed that? Like when everybody's on Project Pan, then Sephora's like, you know what, we gotta up the ante. Because you know their marketing team is watching YouTube. I mean, we buy all their stuff, we shop at the stores, we use all the discounts. So they're figuring when everybody's Project Panning, let's just promise 20% discount and everybody goes crazy. Starts by, like I said, maybe it's just me, but I just feel like everybody's in hauls and empties again, and there's not really a lot of helpful information anymore because it's just hauls and stuff. So, yeah, like or comment if you would like to see that video of how much it would cost to replace your face, because maybe it will be enlightening for you as much as it was for me, because, like I said, my mind was blown since I use high-end and drugstore. I don't discriminate. I love things from both price ranges. It just, yeah, incredible. $400 on Wet n Wild and Maybelline. Like, seriously, how do you accomplish that? So, sidebar, let's get into the Project Pan update, shall we? All right, as far as eye makeup, the things that I am working with, because I have been panning my Urban Decay Naked palette, I have been working with other colors in addition to it because I didn't want to get bored with my Naked palette, so I'm bringing in other options. As far as my shadow bases, I have finished my Maybelline Too Cool. So my second color tattoo is done. Can't even describe how freeing it is to finish yet another product. If you are interested to how I use it, I would go on and link my Get Ready With Me, my Mint Makeup for Glasses below in the description box. And stay tuned because I've had requests to do a purple eyeshadow look. So I will do a Mother's Day appropriate makeup using my Project Pan makeup that I actually rotated in last year. And I'll show you how I use those products as far as a purple eyeshadow look. So this is done. What I've used in to supplement, because if you wear glasses, you want to have like a white shadow to brighten the inner portion of your eye. Instead of using a color tattoo, I had a NYX Jumbo eyeshadow pencil in Milk. So I am rotating this in for right now. And I just apply it the same way. I do my brow bone, the inner portion of my eye, and fan it up, and then my inner corner, obviously. So, been loving this. But like I said, it feels good to finish yet another color tattoo. So, second one done. I'm about to finish my third one, too, because if you use... I've showed you guys to use Bold Gold from the Permanent collection. It takes about 7 months because it is a little bit of a more dense formula. It does take a lot more time. If you bring out your limited edition color tattoos, they go really fast because they're patchy. This is the shade Icy Mint. I've been using this only for about 3-4 months, and I've already hit pan, as you can see. This does go on really patchy, so you have to apply quite a bit more, but you can tell I'm clearing out the sides. You can see from the back. So it's going a lot faster than I anticipated. I'm going to keep doing the mint shadow look until this is done, and then I'll switch to a gold look. I'll go on and link my seasonal vanity tour below in the description box, because right now with the mint shadow, since mint's all the rage for the season, I decided to pull Radiant Orchid trends with the mint, and then my vanity rotation will change because this summer I want to do golds and bronze, and then as far as like my cheeks and my lips, bring in reds, pink, peach, coral. So that will all change if makeup collections are what you're into as well. So stay tuned for those. All right. Now, as far as my shadow, for over the Icy Mint color tattoo, I have hit pan in this beautiful shade from Urban Decay Book of Shadows 3. It is called Money. It doesn't look icy mint if you've kept it in the original palette because the packaging is dark, but when you remove it, it's a beautiful icy mint green, and it will take even more of a mint hue if you put it on top of the color tattoo. I really enjoy these two together. They are stunning. If you have brown eyes and you have that Book of Shadows 3, this is very complimentary. It will make the gold in your eyes stand out, and it will make your eyes look bright and awake without being too crazy of a pop of color. The mint is still very, very neutral where you can wear it with most things. So definitely pull this out if you have that Book of Shadows. And then here is my Naked palette. My goal for this is I would like to be done by December 2014. If not, I'm going to be pretty close because, like I said, I'm pairing in other shadows from other collections, or not collections, palettes. And so by the time I finish in December 2014, I will have at least 12 shadows finished, even if it's not everything from here. But I want to get as close to it as I can with this. But here's where I am with my Naked palette. I know this is Holy Grail. As you can see, it's working its way to being empty. As of right now, with Pan That Palette Challenge, I have finished 2 shadows for Virgin because I actually finished the pan for Virgin. If you were looking for a great alternative, bring out your Urban Decay Book of Shadows 4. The shade Skimp is the perfect dupe for Virgin. It has similar payoff on the skin, and again, without having to go buy more eyeshadow, you can pan stuff that you have at home. So that's 2 eyeshadows for Virgin. I have finished Sin. Here is the backup from Sin, also from Urban Decay Book of Shadows 4. So if you're shopping your stash, here's what's left of Sin from Book of Shadows 4. So I will finish that and keep you posted on what I sub in for my next look. So there we go. That's already 4 shadows, just about done now before December 2014. Naked, I will be finished with this by my May Project Pan update because I use this to fill in my brows, and I also use this as a crease transition color. Tip of the day, if you have a shadow that looks really kind of wonky on you, like it's just not complimentary, try a shade like Naked below it, and you might find that it is more wearable for you. So I've been going through this pretty quickly because, case in point, Hustle for me looks very muddy on my skin, and when I put my glasses on top, it's just not a fantastic look for me. But if I put Naked below it, I get a very traditional purple. Very wearable, very flattering, and I absolutely love it with Project Pan. So I would suggest a tip like that if you find that you have colors that don't necessarily work for you, or if they're too cool toned or too warm toned. Try a shade like Naked below it and then see if that's going to help you out. Then as far as Buck, I use Buck with Naked to fill in my brows. You can tell I'm making progress, it's just not as dramatic. Then as far as Half Baked, I finished Half Baked and I'm working on, I used Cinnamon Sugar from the Too Faced Bon Bons palette last year. You can use a gold shade from the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, or if you have the Urban Decay 15th Anniversary palette. I was thinking of applying this color in Chaste, I believe, for the summer. So that'll be another 2 done. So that's already 2, 4, 5. I'll find another shade for this, a 6, 7. I'll probably finish this 8, and then another one for Half Baked. 9 shadows will be done by December. Here's where I am with Smog. I'll be incorporating this in probably within the next 2 months. So I'll finish this. That's already 10 shadows done, and you have a backup of this in your Urban Decay Book of Shadows 3, I believe is the one that had Smog. If not, it's definitely Book of Shadows 4. And then Dark Horse, I will use this to line my lower lash line again as we get into the summer months. And this is the one that really surprised me, Hustle. As you can see, I'm over halfway done. This is what I'm using for Project Pan right now in my crease. And then the other thing I was thinking, if my mint color tattoo runs out within the next probably month or 2 and I still have Hustle, There's a L'Oreal Hip Duo in Charming that I'm going to do Hustle, and I will use Sidecar on my lid to kind of mimic that look, and then I can still use the Radiant Orchid Trend with these two colors just for the time being before I switch to my gold and my bronze. And then over here, here's where I am with Creep. You can see I've cleared this out. And I've also, if you look at this little dip in Dark Horse, I've done the same thing with Creep over here in the corner, just to kind of clear it out, and then I can start taking out the middle of the pan. So that's a lot of eyeshadow, y'all. I should be done with this. The only colors I'm really gonna have to do some work to see what's gonna look the most complimentary for me is using Toasted, and then, you know, finding more ways to use Dark Horse, because Dark Horse works well as a liner for me, but as a shade, like for my eyelid or my crease, it's a little too much with the glasses. So I don't know, I'm gonna have to do some work with both of these. So, but there's where I am with my Naked palette. As you can see, it is Holy Grail. Now that there are empty pans, I love this. I will repurchase it. Not for a while, because I have other neutral palettes that I would like to rotate in first. But this is, yeah, Holy Grail. Absolute Holy Grail. And now I can honestly say that, because I have to admit, I am one of the many that gets frustrated when you tell me something's Holy Grail and you open it up and it looks like you don't use it, because these go really fast. Like, no joke. I can tell you right now from using other shades that this Sun Mountain here as my crease shade will be gone in about 3 months. Like, that's all you have to commit to it. And then you can move on and use new and improved eyeshadow palettes. I love Urban Decay, but these Naked palettes are not indestructible. You will use them really fast once you get into them. So don't be afraid. Yes, you spent $52 to purchase it, but what good is $52 to you if it's just going to sit in your collection and you don't bring it out? I mean, eyeshadow goes bad. Even if you disinfect it, it's not going to last for 10 years. You know, you might get 5 or 6 tops. So here's where I am with that. And then, oh, let me go on and share that tip while I'm thinking about it. If you want your eyeshadows to last longer, you know, if you want to have the more extensive collection, after you use your shadows, go through with some rubbing alcohol. Let me see if I have a larger bottle under here. All right. Go to your grocery store and get some isopropyl alcohol. I bought 70% this time, and I just put it in a handy little spray bottle. What you're going to do after you use your eyeshadow, because that's one of the reasons that your makeup breaks down and doesn't last, is because of bacteria. So after you use your eyeshadow, just go through with your alcohol in a spray bottle and spray like this. And it will get rid of all the bacteria. And so that way you don't have to worry about sticking nasty materials back into your eyeshadow, and your eyeshadow will last longer. Because this palette is several years old and I'm still using it. It has the same payoff as it did the day I bought it. But that's one thing that you can do with all of your powder products, is just go over. It dries very quickly. This is how they disinfect makeup if you have a professional makeup kit. Or if you are going to the department store, at least they're supposed to be spraying down their products. I know not everybody does, but at the end of the night, they're going through with rubbing alcohol. And again, you can do it even in your homemade palettes like this. Like, I've got a Benefit blush and Coralista. I've got other eyeshadows. Just go through. It doesn't matter what the formula is. Just spray it like so, let it dry for a minute or two, and then it's ready to be put back into your collection. So, just a little side tip there, how you can make your makeup last longer. And then, as far as the rest of my overly hyped products on YouTube, I have hit pan in my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil sample. Strawberry Sweet pretty much was spot on in saying like a sample size of Too Faced products will last you about 3 or 4 months. This is month 2, I believe, of using this. So here's where I am. Hit pan. I love this. I will repurchase the full size of this at some point. I could care less about the chocolate smell, but I do like that it's a matte contour without being really orange on me. So Really, really enjoy this. And I have a light skin tone, so if this works for me and doesn't make me look orange, I'm there. And then one thing I finished, this is Holy Grail for me. I've purchased this multiple times. If you want a drugstore option to the Chanel cream bronzers, go on and pick up the Sonia Kashuk Undetectable Cream Bronzer. They have 2 shades. I used the lighter one in Warm Tan. It's a perfect matte bronzer if you want an all-over glow. There is a powder or a sponge applicator in the bottom. I had to use it at the end of my bronzer because my brush couldn't get into the very rim of the container. I'm sorry, my voice is so cracking, but when I use this product, I use the Real Techniques buffing brush, and I buff it all over my face after my foundation. I absolutely love this. It's between $11 and $12 depending on which Target you pick it up. And yeah, I just crazy, crazy good value. And it is the drugstore option to the Chanel bronzers. So I love this. I've already repurchased it, but I have been phasing in. I watch Marnie from Miss Gold Girl, and one of her favorite bronzers that she has talked about has been the e.l.f. Golden Bronzer. I picked it up months ago and decided to rotate it in. I'm probably going to go back to my Sonia Kashuk bronzer because I can't get this to show up. Like, I don't know. I'm using a Real Techniques powder brush. I'm just not feeling it. I'm really not feeling it, but I'm going to project pan it just a little bit longer to see how I feel about it, and then I haven't decided if I would put it back in my drawer or if I'm going to give it to my sister or somebody. And again, before you do vlog sales and stuff, if you haven't thought to do this yet, go on and take your rubbing alcohol. And if you buy makeup in vlog sales and things, you're going to want to do this. I even do this when I buy makeup from Sephora because all you have to get between you and that product is cardboard packaging. I mean, sometimes drugstores get it right with the plastic packaging because then you know the product can't be contaminated. But before you start using it, go on and spray with rubbing alcohol to get rid of all that bacteria. Let it dry. It will dry back to the powder finish that you know and love. And again, you're killing off whatever could possibly be on top. So before you vlog sale, spray your products, and then when you receive makeup, spray your products. You can use this on lipstick, you can use it on eyeshadow, blush, cream products that can be used as well. You might notice a slight change in texture, but I go on and do it if I haven't touched the product in a while, like if it's been sitting in my collection, because I don't really change makeup with anybody at this point. I mean, I haven't vlog sailed or done giveaways, but you can guarantee if I've had a giveaway of something that I use later on in the future, it will be disinfected before it gets to you because I'm real weird about stuff like that. Like, yeah. And I do that because one of the times I bought a palette from Sephora, and it totally makes sense because when you buy like from Sephora online, your package is hand packaged on the company end. But when I got my palette home, I believe it was an Urban Decay, either Urban Decay or Stila. But when I got it home and opened up the package, my shadows had been swatched. And I didn't, I didn't decide if I was going to take it back right away. So I'm like, I'll spray it with alcohol. And I did decide to keep the palette. But I was like, that's gross. Like, you don't touch people's makeup and then resell it, or it's just ugh. So yeah, rubbing alcohol, just put it in a little travel spray bottle. Like I picked this up in the travel section at Target. Spray your makeup when you're done. It's disinfected and clean every time you use it. And the other thing you want to do is you want to disinfect it because it'll cause breakouts on your face. I mean, if you can't figure out why you're breaking out, you probably need to wash your brushes better than you have been, or change up the way you're washing your brushes, and you need to disinfect your makeup because when you get that crusty powder on the top of your makeup, it's straight up bacteria and oil that's collected, and scraping it off is not enough to get it out because it's already contaminated your product. You really need to get some rubbing alcohol in there and sanitize your makeup. Okay, sidebar. And then As far as the rest of my Project Pan items, that's pretty much it. I would do wear it or waitlist it. I'm working on concealers. I'm working on a variety of lip products. My mascara I'm not going to really include because I change it out every 3 months. But I have been working on my Lancome Seals Booster XL. Love this lash primer. Get this if you wear glasses. It will change your life. And then currently I'm using the Lancome Hypnose Drama Mascara, which I like it some days and I don't like it others. Sometimes it's clumpier than others. The brush on this is curved, which I like, but you know, the way it distributes the mascara can sometimes be a little bit uneven. So I brought out the CoverGirl Clump Crusher. This is a really dry mascara, but I like the brush to kind of separate the mascara from the Hypnose. So that's about it. That's where I am with my Project Pan makeup. Oh, I will include like my Holy Grail. I have purchased multiple tubes of this Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser for Dark Circles in Brightener. If you go to Walgreens right now, Maybelline is having a buy one, get the next one 50% off. So I picked up 2 more of these. I'm already using another one. I mean, I go through these like no tomorrow. I love them. Have not found something that I like as well, if not better. But in any case, that's it. That's where I am with Pan That Palette and my makeup. Oh, okay. I will include one more. I include one, not one more. I have been project panning my Marc Jacobs blush and Outspoken, which I'm sorry it is not available on Sephora.com, but you may be able to find it in your stores and in your JCPenney's. So I would check this out. It is worth it, but it's super powdery and it makes a mess all over the place. But I say it's worth it because I love the color. So that's about it, and stay tuned. I will have some more Shop That Stash coming and some more Project Pan update. And like I said, if you're interested in that, how much does my face cost tag, I think it'd be fun to get that spread around the web again. So that's it, and have a wonderful Easter, and I will see you next time.